Hey, good morning, guys. Gianni here from Chronic Health. It's past 7 o'clock in the morning. There you go. That is your sunrise, or is God just talking to me right there? Good morning, God. Beautiful day. Gorgeous day, in fact. And as always, talking about health. Because as we're getting into World War III, if we survive, or if we have to survive through it, the only thing we're gonna have is just our health. If you're not healthy, physically, mentally, we're just not gonna make it. Either way, even if it's peace, hopefully there's gonna be peace. That's what we have, guys. It's just health, and that's the only wealth that we have. Look, I'm recording this just in case we get some missiles coming by. Although I doubt Miami, but you never know. All right. Jokes aside. So, talking about breath work, right? One of the main exercises, one of the main things that we gotta learn how to do, and this is something I've been practicing for quite a while, is just breath work. Just think about this, right? We just don't realize, right, that we need oxygen, right? We're breathing, but we don't even know how we're breathing. We're not paying attention. We're not conscious. So that's one of the things that I'm doing right now. I'm trying to pay attention, trying to be conscious, right, all the time. How am I breathing, right? And the breathing is just it's through the nose, right? But it's not actually using the nose. It's actually using the throat. The exercise of breathing, it goes through the nose as a filter, shut your mouth, right? And it's actually using the throat. And then you're not going to have any problems doing the inhale, because I see all these people using these nose strips. I guess it's fashion. It's like, guys, the nature does not make mistakes, right? Humans make mistakes, right? And when you put a nose strip, right, what's next? Because if you're gonna do a nose strip and you're gonna look like an idiot with a nose strip, right? Why don't you just go to the doctor, right, and just do an operation and cut off your nose? Then your oxygen intake is gonna be 25 to 30% more if you don't have a nose. Then you don't have a piercing on the nose. I'm just saying, guys. But it's a free country. I mean, it's a free world. You do whatever you want. Somebody's making money out of nose strips, but it doesn't make any sense, right? Now, having said that, right? And if you have problems breathing, right? Now, this is like chronic health is not to cure anything. I'm not a doctor. I'm not sick. I don't have any issues, right? What I'm doing here is all preventive. I want to prevent. So, I am not trying to insult. I'm not trying to pick up on anybody who has issues with their noses, right? If you have a problem with your nose, if you need an operation, or you had an operation, or you really need a nose strip, right? It's a corrective procedure, or that is something else. Now, for those like me who are into preventive medicine, preventive health, right? Try to get to the point where you're so healthy that you don't need to go to the doctor. When you go to the doctor is going to ask you, what is it that you're doing that you are so well, right? The exercise of breath work is through the nose, right? But it's actually using the muscles in your throat. Try it, right? And being conscious. That's the beginning of breath work. From there, but conscious, I mean all the time. Think about it. Wherever you are, how am I breathing? Is it deep? That's the idea. I had my problem was I was constantly shallow breathing, right? Just with the upper part of my chest. So now I open up my diaphragm, my stomach, let it expand, right? And I'm using my throat all the time. And this is something constantly, if I'm forgetting, I just go back to and this is like kind of like meditating, where you actually paying attention. Paying attention to how is it that you're doing things, right? And that's all I'm doing with my breathing. My breath work is about what, look, and once you get to that level where you're constantly paying attention, right? And you're actually aware of your breathing, aware of that you constantly have to breathe. Inhale deep, right? To come down, to relax. We want to bring our heart rate down. And that's the only way we're going to be living longer, right? The same oxygen that we need to survive, oxygen that is energy, the oxygen that we need to bring down all the way to the cellular level, right? Is the same that produces oxidation. Oxidation, oxidize. Like when you cut an apple in half, it's oxidized. When you, and that has something to do with electrons, right? To the molecular level, something that is, the process of oxidation refers to losing electrons. I don't want to get into that right now. But I'm trying to tell you guys that it's so important to keep your breathing on check. The amount of oxygen, the same oxygen, right? The intake that we need to breathe is the same that oxidizes. It's the same that produces cancer, right? Part of it, right? Or increases the chances that your cancer cells get together and start oxidizing part of your body, which that's all cancer is, right? And they expand, they multiply, they get together. It's like the example that I always give is you have an apple, you kind of have the process of oxidation starts and you see the apple getting rotten. If you leave one apple next to the other apples or banana next to the other apples, all of them are going to get rotten, which all that happens is just the process of oxidation. They get what's called oxidized. Now, what we want to do is to get oxygenated, not oxidized, right? So it's breath work, right? Now, that's just the beginning of it, right? Being aware, using your throat, open up, just fill up your diaphragm. I mean, expand your diaphragm and fill out your lungs look, we want lung capacity, right? And do deep, conscious breathing. Once you get to that level, right? The next level, right, is going to be playing with it, playing with your breathing. And you're going to see that every movement of every part of your body, like I'm moving my hand right now, right? It's a different, and this is that's what, like chronic health is about to learning how your body works, right? Every movement, right? And you see this in yoga, right? Every movement is a different kind of exercise, right? It needs to be synchronized with your breath work. It needs to be synchronized with your breathing. Every time I move my hand, there's a different, it's different intake, right? It's completely different intake, and it's a completely different exercise for the body, right? So that's breath work. It's just plain learning how your body reacts with oxygen, right? And try to keep it in check. Try to keep it conscious, aware. The other three parts, look, and this is about everything else for your health, right? I know a lot of people concentrate on exercise, they're doing it wrong. And hear me out here. How am I saying this that they're doing it wrong? Exercises are great. All the exercises are great. Movement is just great. Most people, and I want you to just make sense out of what I'm going to say, do not synchronize their breathing with their exercises. They struggle to run. They struggle to do a pull-up. And you see some people, and that is because you're not breathing. Right? So the ones that win at everything, and I heard that from basketball players, from swimmers, soccer players, runners, right, are those who's got the breath work to the top of the game. And you can ask anybody. Once you synchronize your breathing, your breath work, right, with all aspects of your life, including eating, including sleeping, exercising, right, then your life is going to change completely different. And it's all about what I'm saying. Chronic health from within, right? The only way out is going within and listening to your body. And your body will tell you what needs to be done. Now, the other part of chronic health, right? Once you have breath work on the top of your list, the other three things is going to be, you got to be rested, so it's restfulness, right? Exercise it, use the body, use it or lose it, and nutrition. Now, the most complicated part of the other three, because exercise is just moving, right? And like I'm saying, from the beginning to the most advanced or the most complicated, you do calisthenics or acrobatics, swimming, running, jumping, lifting, pushing, pulling, exercises, yoga, stretching, right? The most complicated part of this equation, especially if you live in the city, unless you grow your own food, is nutrition, which for me is nourishment more than nutrition, right? I went plant-based 6 years ago when I was 40 years old. It took me exactly 13 months, right, to go deep into it. By the 14th month, I have finally achieved 30 days without any animal products. So it took me 14 months to achieve 30 days. I will fail miserably every single time I try, right? But once I cross to the other side, and this, you're talking to somebody who have eaten animal products my entire life. Once I cut animal DNA, and I like to put it that way, once I cut animal DNA out of my diet for 30 days, and I extended that for 40 days, by the 45th day, right, something changed, right? I have flushed all this sluggishness out of my system, all this sticky stuff from my digestive system, right? And to the cellular level, I was pure. On plant-based, mostly fruits, I juiced for 45 days. That's what I did. I juice, and things just kept coming out, even though I was not eating anything solid. And then my senses got so enhanced. My hair grew back. My gray hair just disappeared completely. It's been 6 years. And I'm like almost 17, 18 months. Raw plant-based, but mostly fruits, guys. Right? And if I would have known this, and look, I had girlfriends that were vegetarians, but I just could never imagine myself going without eggs, without cheese, without steak, without whatever that I was eating at that time. Until you come to this side, right? There's never going to be a point where I can talk to people, I can try to argue, but I'm not going to be able to convince you. Your microbiome, to the cellular, your body is addicted to what you eat. Your microbiome is addicted to what you eat currently. So is my microbiome right now. But what I did, I have to flush everything out of my system, kill my microbiome, rebuild a brand new microbiome that would absorb raw material, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, out of just raw plant-based diet, which is mostly fruits, guys. Watery, electric, filtered, ionized, alive. What we don't understand is that from processed food to animal products, right? You are trying to live consuming dead food. You're not hunting. You're not eating the animal on the spot. You're not doing the killing. That thing is being frozen. Sheep, wherever they come from, injected with whatever to keep it at least decent, I guess, but it's dead. Processed food, we know, is in a box and it could be 3-4 months. So now, and there's, I like to say that 95, 98% raw plant-based food, because to get chlorophyll out of my greens, right? Oh, for example, I like cilantro, and I notice, right? And this is something I feel, guys, and this is something so hard for people to understand. And let me give you another view of the sunrise here. It's difficult to explain to people that I go most of the time, and I can say it's my gut feeling, but it's not. My body's telling me, do this, do that. So I figured it out. For example, how to prepare, for example, broccoli, or something that I like a lot is cilantro, right? And yes, I buy myself in the supermarket, so I gotta clean it out with baking soda and white vinegar, right? But for example, to get the chlorophyll out of the cilantro. Good morning. So to get the chlorophyll out of the cilantro, you know what I have to do. I know how I have to cook it. Now, but not overcook it or kill it. So I boil water, right? I let the water sit for 1 minute until it's boiled, right? And I put my greens in there. Anything that is green, kale, and people who tell you, bro, kale, it's got no nutritional this. Guys, understand. Anything that's green, right? You eating the sun. Anything that grows on the planet, right? I know it's not the best. It's not organic, and we try to modify it, right? So it's GMO and this and that. But if it grows on the planet through the process of photosynthesis, right, and it creates chlorophyll, right, it's literally liquid sunshine. It's literally, because I'm going to use it, right? Anything that you use is liquid sunshine. So if I'm going to do my cilantro, same thing. My cilantro, I love to eat cilantro, don't get me wrong. But I noticed the best way to get the chlorophyll out of the cilantro is boil the water, let it sit for a minute, put the cilantro inside, and it becomes so green. When it becomes super green, same is with broccoli, for example. You see the broccoli? Now, you seen this green, this intense green broccoli? That's how you cook the broccoli, right? It's slightly cooked to the point that you can get the chlorophyll out. The water becomes tea, and then you got your greens. So there are a few things that I do like that need to be cooked to get the chlorophyll out of the plant. Now the fruits, guys, the fruits are already cooked. So what do you mean the fruits are you don't cook the fruits? They're cooked by the sun. That's what I'm saying. So in reality, everything that I already eat that I said is raw, it's not raw. It's raw on the planet, but it's already cooked by the sun. It's perfectly cooked by the sun. My orange, my bananas, my mangoes, my nectarines, a watermelon, it's already cooked by the sun, right? But what I want out of these fruits most of the time is the water, right? I get my minerals, I get my amino acids to build my protein, right? People say, well, where do you get your protein from? I get amino acids from. That's what I want. I want amino acids so I can build my own protein. My body is a chemical factory. All I would need to give it is just raw material. It produces everything. So, and why water, guys? The ocean, right? The planet is 3/4 waters. I like to put this up there for people don't get this part. They don't realize it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Chronic health. Feel it. The planet is 3/4 water, right? There you go. High tide right now. Look at look, you see the water? That's how it's my body right now. And I'm synchronizing it. And people say, you're crazy, you're out of mind. Guys, if you're not on this side, you can't feel it. That's why it's raw plant-based, mostly fruits. That's just the way to go. You see the water, how it is? It's exactly how I feel inside. The planet is 3/4 waters. The human body is 3/4 water. That is not, it's not a coincidence. The distance from the sun, from the planet, from planet Earth to the sun, right? And where is the moon? And how do we get eclipses and all that? It's not a coincidence, guys. It's just the way, right? It's synchronized, geometrically synchronized. Everything is frequency, vibration, energy, right? This game is just not that difficult, guys, if we can feel this body. But if you are full of sludge, right? You're full of cook. That's why I give up all cooked stuff. You cook it, you kill it. The rice, the beans, the lentils, you can sprout things, but not cooked, right? Nothing cooked, guys. You can try it. When you're on my level, I try things, right? My body will react it. I don't want that thing. I don't want that sticky thing. Because we're electrical beings. And what you are generating is an insulation, an isolation with the planet. Try to walk around bare feet as much as possible. Summer's coming, guys. Just take off your shoes. People just won't take off the shoes. And if they take off the shoes, they use sandals. And now they use sandals with socks. They're so insulated, they're isolated with the ground. They don't touch the water. I just don't get it. So, and this is something you feel, guys, right? So the most difficult part is really the nutrition, because you cannot get organic stuff or truly organic or without glyphosate, which is that pesticide. So for that, I always leave a link for some product that I use, which is really what you need to nourish yourself for nutrition, right? Which is amino acids, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, right? Which is what, and to the minimal, because what I don't want to produce within my body is waste. I want to be an electrical body, and if you have all this stuff going around your body, right? All this sludge, right? All this sticky stuff on the walls of you can't feel things. That's why it's so hard to talk to people. People are just disconnected from life. You can't feel life. Same as with coffee, guys. If you have coffee and you're high on coffee, if your coffee is good for you, guys, you're high on coffee. You cannot feel life, right? I like to say there's a difference between I'm going to have a cup of coffee that I need my coffee. If you're into I need my coffee, you have a problem, like with anything else. And I already went for 22 minutes, but I'm gonna keep talking about this, guys, because I am 53 years old, right? My best shape, my best health, right? But I am not the guy who is looking my best at 53. I know all the people that are much older than me and it looks much better than me. I regrew my hair, right? I don't have gray hair. I can do things that I feel like I'm in my 20s. The things that I can do, my vitality, my longevity, I play with my kids, my teeth. Guys, I have no issues. No issues with anything, right? I have no problems, no issues. I never get sick. I went through COVID like nothing happened to me. I don't need any vaccine. I don't know if the vaccine works or not. I'm not gonna get into that. It's just, I don't need it. My body's so strong that I got to take off in my throat overnight when everybody was dying. And that's how I went through it, right? And I'm getting much better. The more fruits, the more water I get, I can see my skin getting much better. I do have my wrinkles, my age, but that's because I did not start earlier. But I know people that are, and all those experts that are out there, doctors, PhD, blah, 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 they don't look like me, guys. Their skin don't look like me. Their health don't look like me. They have gray hair all over the head. And it's just, and you say, well, that's physical appearance. Guys, I am not into looks. But I'm telling you that the outside, the physical appearance, it's got to be a reflection of the inside. If you concentrate on just being in shape and looking good, that's all good. I'm not saying it's not. But if it's not a reflection of your health within, then you're doing it wrong, right? You gotta look for health. Now, I'm not talking to, I'm talking to everybody here, but if you are, I'm talking about guys, if you're in your 30s, right, and you're not at the top of your game, and I like to say that I was at the top of my game when I was 38, because when I was 38, my ex-wife and I, we were pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl. That was 38. And I remain on top of my game from 38 to 48. And at 48 was when I started to see the signs of aging, right? I started letting go of myself a little bit. I started losing my hair like crazy, guys. How can I just regrow my hair without any meds, any injections, any pills, right? Just changing my diet, which is giving away animal products, and then going raw is something that I'm just gonna pursue forever now. Now, that's not it, right? Because I have met people that are what's called breatharians. And breatharians don't eat anything. I know that's another level. That's for another. Let's just concentrate, guys, on what we have in front of us, right? Chronic health first is just be healthy. Preventive health, right? And from there we move forward. Consciousness, realizations. There's things that I cannot even talk. I cannot tell people because people think I'm crazy. But things that I can do, that I know, that I never thought I could do. Things that I know everybody can do, but you need to be on this level. But the first line of defense, right? You gotta start with your health. And that's what I'm trying to do here, guys. Get people that are in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s, right? And I'm not a guru, I'm not a PhD. I'm 53. If you're 6 months younger than me, I only have 6 months of experience over you because I've been here longer on this planet, and that's all I have, right? I'm doing things, right, by feeling, how I feel inside. I'm not going by this research. I'm listening to everybody, and I have come to the conclusion there are no experts. There are great inputs. There are also terrible inputs. There are some people who keep asking me, are you a doctor? Are you a PhD? Which is such a stupid nonsense, right? Because my answer is always the same. What's a doctor? What's a PhD? You read a few books? No, I read a lot of books. How many books did you read? Millions? No. Hundreds? No. Right? And took a few tests and you have a PhD. And if you do a PhD right now, you should know that everybody's doing AI and copy paste. Now we have to use a validator, right, to make sure you didn't cheat it or plagiarize your PhD, which 5 years ago didn't exist. So most likely, most people are, what's a doctor, guys? And you go to medicine school, right? And once you graduate, what happens? They throw you in the ER. You're going to do years and years of residency because you know you didn't learn shit. Right? Excuse my language, but it's reality. You go into the ER, so you get to see everything there that you didn't learn in school. Anyways, guys, Johnny here from Chronic Health. Leave in the description, right? I use pure products, pure premium, right? I like the products. They make me feel great. So I consume less crap that I buy in the supermarket. For me, it's just a fruit, juice, a smoothie, a shake in the morning, one meal between 2 and 4, right? And then I get another shake, and with that, I've been able to remain balanced, in shape. I'm not hungry, right? Mostly I'm fasting all the time. I can fast one day, 24 days, 24 hours. Not 24 days, but 24 hours. I can do 2-3 days without eating anything, or just fruit fasting, guys. Fruit or juice fasting. Just the best way to flush the system. Water fasting is great. It's a little too intense for me. I can do 3 days. I've done 3 days water fasting. I think I've done max 13 days. And it depends how you are, right? Once you get, and that's what I'm saying, let's just concentrate on what we have right now, guys. Don't go to the extreme right away. Don't force yourself too hard. Do by feeling. Learn how to feel your body, and then your body's gonna tell you, hey, we can do another day, and that's how I do my fastings. When I do water or juice fastings, I go what my body is asking me to do, and I can go 24 hours without eating or drinking anything, right? I might even do a tea, and I'm fine. And if I can do that, I go 48 hours. I can do 72 hours. 72 hours water or juice fasting is simple, very easy. If you are my level, which is in shape, right? You're sleeping, which is restfulness. This is all. This is one of the things that are look. I'm listening to a bunch of people about sleeping, and they have it all wrong. They have no idea. If you're somebody who's not on the level of consciousness where I am, you need to sleep 7-8 hours, which is nonsense for me. Just think about it. You can't sleep 1/3 of your life. Sleeping is a causing of death. You inviting death to your life if you're sleeping all the time. Oh, I enjoy sleeping. Nobody can enjoy sleep, guys. See, but I enjoy sleeping. No, you don't. Because if you enjoy sleeping, you're not sleeping. When you're sleeping, you're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You go into repair mode, right? And you need to be able to sleep max 6 hours. But you need to get there. And it's not about sleeping, but it's about being fully rested. So what I'm trying to say is you need to sleep the amount of hours that you need, even if it's 9, 10, to be fully rested. It's so important to be rested, right? But as you get better with your health, better with your diet, cutting anything that takes a toll on your digestive system, that takes a toll on your energy levels, right? You're gonna sleep less, right? You're gonna need less sleep to be fully rested. So imagine if you can only sleep 4 or 5 hours a day, right? But you're fully rested and you gain these hours for your life, for your business, for work, for your family, for training, for whatever. And that's how I'm approaching sleeping. It's part of the nutrition, nourishment, and part of your exercise. And I have no issue sleeping. I have, with 6 hours, I'm fully rested. And I want to cut down to 5, but I need to be fully rested, so I'm not forcing myself. No alarm, guys. No alarm for me. And today I woke up at 4:08. Right? Went to sleep at 10 o'clock. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to let you go. Check the link in the description, right? And doing it, guys, what I'm offering here, right? And this is something I tried. This is $15 a day. Super cheap, right? For 2 shakes and do 1 meal. And then you are on your fasting mode, which is one intermittent fasting, which is going to be 1 meal between 2 and 4, and then shake, fruit juice, and you can just throw a couple scoops of this and that, and you guys are good to go. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Happy Sunday. One more time. Beautiful day. Without your health, you don't have anything, guys. Everybody should be on this wagon. Nothing else matters. And if you guys are doing, I work overnight. Look, if you start looking great, right, you take care of your health. People start asking questions, right? Make it your life. Make a switch of your horrible career into becoming you can say a health expert. People ask me all the time, what is it that you do? That's why I'm doing this, because people ask me all the time, hey, I can guide you, I can help you, and you make a business out of it. All right, check out the link in the description for Purion products, right? Superfoods, that's basically what I need for nourishment. And with that, I'm gonna let you go. Happy Sunday, guys. Let's go work out. Love you. See ya.